You ever buy your dream and wind up inheriting a war? That's how it started for me. 12 acres of North Carolina foothills. A wraparound porch I couldn't wait to drink coffee on. And an HOA next door run by a woman named Karen. I know, right? Some people are born for drama. But I just wanted peace. Too bad my grandpa, a retired general with more spine than the entire HOA board put together, wasn't about to let anybody push us around. I thought I was buying trees and quiet. What I got was a front row seat to the wildest neighborhood siege you ever saw. First morning there, I had this picture in my head: birds in the pines. My little girl chasing the dog. Boxes stacked on the porch. My wife already planning where the Christmas lights would go. Grandpa stood sentry at the gate. Sunglasses. Arms folded. Scanning the driveway like it was a checkpoint in Kandahar. You couldn't help but feel safer with him there. That feeling lasted about 5 minutes. Here comes this white SUV. Fancy logo, Maple Ridge Estates. 2 matching polos. Clipboards. And as if on cue, a county sheriff's cruiser trailing behind. Out pops Karen herself. Pastel blazer. Hair that didn't move in the wind. All teeth and sunshine. Good morning. I'm Karen, president of the HOA. She says she needs us to sign some paperwork so we can join the community and, by the way, start paying dues. $300 a month. Plus, she wants a spare key to my house for compliance inspections. She even points at our old garage and says it needs to come down because it doesn't match their aesthetic. I kid you not. My first morning, I try to laugh it off. Ma'am, we're not in your HOA. This land's outside your boundaries. But Karen's got that look, the one where you realize she's either about to sell you a timeshare or take you to court. She's got a whole map. Says we're inside her community lines. Grandpa just steps forward, silent as a thundercloud, and lays out every document you could ever want: survey, plat, property registry, the whole kit and caboodle, dated and notarized. This here is our land, he tells the deputy, pointing. Predates the HOA by nearly half a century. Private easement. No shared anything. Deputy nods. Karen isn't buying it. She slaps a violation notice on our fence and says we've got 30 days. Then they all drive off, leaving a dust cloud and a new kind of tension hanging in the air. The general? He's already logging plates, recording every word, snapping photos of the notice, firing up motion sensors and cloud backups. Everything gets logged. Son, he mutters, like he's running an op. And you know what? It works. I'm not ashamed to say I slept easier that night. Gate locked. Cameras blinking. The violation notice tucked in our new evidence folder. Except, turns out, these people don't sleep much. That night, around 9:30, another cruiser pulls up. Lights low. They got a report of gunfire and illegal weapon storage. I almost choke laughing. We've been unpacking IKEA furniture. For crying out loud. Grandpa doesn't miss a beat. Opens the safe. Shows them every tag. Every license. Every bolt open. Paperwork all in order. The younger deputy looks like he was hoping for a tank or something. The older one just apologizes and leaves. 2 calls in 12 hours. Both total nonsense. Grandpa prints new private property, video surveillance signs, and posts them at every turn. They're testing the perimeter. He says, we make it more expensive every time. Next morning, there's tire tracks by the gate and a glossy welcome packet in the mailbox. Direct debit forms. A community standards book the size of a phone book. And a letter promising fines and landscaping corrections. I call the number. Leave a message for their lawyer even though we don't have one yet. That night, another screams for help call gets the deputies out. My golden retriever greets them with a chew toy. Grandpa logs every detail. The file is getting thick. Day breaks foggy and quiet. The kind of morning you move to the country for. I'm walking to the gate when I spot something wrong. Chains cut. Padlock in the weeds. Inside the gate, 3 men in HOA polos are planting a sign. Private HOA property members only. Another truck idling. Cones. Caution tape. The works. Anger starts to rise. But Grandpa's on the line. Tells me, hold your position. Record everything. He shows up. Chest cam rolling. And together we walk up. He never raises his voice. Just tells them, "You're trespassing. Place your tools down. Wait for the sheriff." They try to waive a work order, but the sheriff's not impressed. Takes one look at our paperwork, the cut lock, and writes them up for trespassing. Karen shows up, folder in hand, tries to talk her way out. The deputy's having none of it. Issues a trespass warning. Tells her any more stunts, and it's straight to jail. She leaves, promising further action. Grandpa calls our neighbor, the cattleman, asks him to be a witness. The guy agrees and throws in a word about HOAs I can't repeat. For a minute, it feels like we've won something. We're eating breakfast on the porch, dog running free, my wife finally breathing easy, but the general's still watching the road. "We made it cost them something today," he says, and you can tell he's just getting warmed up. Then the real twist, a certified letter from the county, administratively incorporating our land into the HOA, with a consent form, allegedly signed by me. Only thing is, I never signed a thing. My name's there, but it's a font. Not a signature, looks like someone typed it with a ransom note generator. Grandpa calls his old buddy Dan, a prosecutor. "Got a forged filing here. Need your eyes on it." Within the hour, Dan's got the county investigator looped in, and we're making copies at the title company. Pulling the real deed, no mention of Maple Ridge. No annexation. Nothing. That afternoon, a compliance inspector tries to serve me with thousands in fines for accessory structures and vegetation violations. Grandpa's had enough. "You're attempting to collect money on a forged legal claim," he says. "Leave or wait here for the sheriff." The guy leaves so fast he nearly backs into the mailbox. That night, over dinner, we strategize, file a criminal complaint, document everything, stay 2 steps ahead. Karen pulls her next move, calls in county zoning. 3 clipboards show up for a routine survey. Grandpa calls the zoning director, who he knows from a vet's charity. 10 minutes later, they're ordered off our property, muttering about Maple Ridge. It's clear Karen's got friends, and she's using them. But now we're on to her game. Dan comes by, lays it out, forged filings, attempted fraud, conspiracy with officials. If we document it right, this is a felony case. Grandpa's got every scrap of evidence, even chain of custody on the cut padlock. Dan's grinning for the first time in weeks. This is how you win. Grandpa doesn't just defend, he goes on offense. Posts a fake classified ad for land adjacent to Maple Ridge. No HOA restrictions. Owner considering inclusion. Karen bites. She sends in a buyer to try and lock up the property and in a diner booth. Says the words we've been waiting for. "It's easier than you think." The county trusts our filings. All it takes is the right wording and the right signature. Our buyer records everything. The next week, the FBI is at our door. Agent Whitaker wants every document, every video, every forged form. Turns out, we're not the only targets. 3 other property owners have similar fake signatures in their files, all roped into the HOA without consent. This isn't just harassment. It's a pattern. The sheriff himself drives down to our kitchen, leaves us with a formal trespass order. Karen and her agents are banned from our property. Period. But that doesn't stop them. 2 days later, the HOA tries again. Planting signs. Grandpa's ready. Radios for the deputy. And this time, the offenders are threatened with arrest if they ever come back. Meanwhile, Whitaker's team uncovers phone records. Karen's been calling county board members before every one of our inspections. Now the investigation is rolling, and the word racketeering is floating around. Karen, undeterred, goes for one last Hail Mary, tries to break into our mailbox. All she gets is a tamper alarm and another line in the evidence log. By the second week, you can feel the net tightening. FBI SUVs blend in with the traffic, but you know they're there. Then Whitaker sets a trap. The HOA sends 2 county contractors to fake violations. The feds step in, badges out, and suddenly everyone's admitting to being told by the board to make us look non-compliant. That night, Whitaker says the magic words. U.S. Attorney's Office has greenlit joint action. Be ready. Karen shows up for the finale in a Lexus, megaphone blazing. HOA trucks and unbelievably a marked county cruiser in tow. She's shouting about legal seizure of property. Folder waving in the air, demanding we open the gate. The general just steps onto the porch. Calm as sunrise. Before Karen can finish, a black Suburban skids in. FBI agents pouring out. Badges up. Karen Lindley. You are under arrest for conspiracy to commit wire fraud, filing false instruments, forgery, and attempted extortion. 2 board members go down with her. The county deputy looks like he wants to vanish. The headlines? Everywhere. Karen's mugshot. Her Lexus seized. HOA office shut down. 18 felony counts. Board members indicted. County officials out on their ears. The general marks every incident on his battle map. Chain of evidence solid as steel. A month later, the HOA is dissolved. Assets liquidated. Restitution checks mailed. Grandpa frames the envelope before we cash it. With the war finally over, we throw an open gate day. No invitations. Just a sign, neighbors welcome. No HOA membership required. People come lawn chairs. Coolers. Stories of their own. Turns out, a lot of folks needed to see someone stand their ground. We share burgers and iced tea. And for the first time since moving in, my wife breathes easy. My daughter runs wild. And the only drama is who gets the last slice of pie. That night, with the gate locked and the land finally ours in more than just name, I get it some battles aren't just about property lines. They're about drawing a line in the dirt and saying, not today. The general lifts his glass. Property rights aren't given. They're defended. And that's the lesson that sticks with you if you want peace. Sometimes you've got to fight for it. So let me throw it to you. Where's the line between neighborly and overreaching? When does standing up for yourself become a fight for everyone around you? Drop your thoughts, your own battles, your HOA horror stories in the comments below. Justice isn't always handed down from a bench. Sometimes it comes from a stubborn old man and a camera on a fence post.